A lot of people that want to keep it a buck. We're going to keep it a buck.
Okay.
My office used to be above Credit One. And
I thought you were a nurse.
No parties. However, him,
do you need the office as a nurse?
The Dark, Marcel.
Where's Martha laughing?
They would hang out. Part of the reason even they wanted Black was they wanted a place where they could go and hang out.
And do what?
Listen to music, drink, play cards.
So, Kimmy, I'm going to say this to you.
Carlos.
Maybe a gay man. I can assure you, no man is hanging out after hours listening to Beyonce Renaissance.
No, I don't think they were.
And it wasn't one social media post. The tension had been building, and now both sides are facing a situation that could have consequences far beyond one reality TV season. Carlos King built his reputation by understanding one thing better than almost anyone in reality television. Drama gets attention. His shows have become known for emotional confrontations, complicated relationships, ambitious cast members, and moments that leave viewers tacking long after an episode ends. But when the person at the center of the drama is the producer himself, everything changes. Carlos is known for his work behind the scenes, especially with reality franchises that have developed loyal audiences. Bell Collective became one of the shows associated with his name. The series brought viewers into the lives of ambitious women, their businesses, friendships, rivalries, families, and personal struggles. And just like any successful reality show, conflict
So Carlos King, former producer of Real Housewives and now the producer of Love and Marriage franchise on OWN, is slamming the Real Housewives of Dubai, calling them fake.
I like to say the Real Housewives of bye-bye. Because for me, those women studied every single housewife. And it's hard for me to get into them because I don't think they're being themselves. What do y'all think?
Okay, I've only seen one, maybe 1.5 episodes. The only thing that stands out to me is the model girl.
Same.
Right, but I think he's talking about her. I feel like
but I feel like
Chanel.
Okay, yes.
She's the main
but I feel
one.
like she's at least entertaining to watch. The others is like paint drying, right? So she keeps me. I'm looking for her for the next scene. So I will give her that.
became part of the formula. But the same thing that makes reality television entertaining can also create tension between the people making the show and the people appearing on it. That's where Sogucci Williams entered the picture. Sogucci became a recognizable personality among fans, but her experience with the show eventually became complicated. She began speaking publicly about how she felt she had been treated during production. Her complaints reportedly centered around the way certain conflicts were handled and presented. She questioned whether production pushed certain situations too far. She also raised concerns about how her disagreements with Selena Johnson were portrayed. And that is where things started getting uncomfortable. Because from Sogucci's point of view, what viewers saw on television didn't necessarily tell the entire story. She suggested that some situations were intensified for entertainment. She felt that certain moments were edited in a way that changed how viewers understood what had happened. And most importantly, she felt emotionally affected by the experience. Those are serious accusations. But Carlos King has his own reputation to protect. And that's when the situation began moving from reality TV drama into something much more serious. For a while, fans watched the back and forth and wondered whether the two sides would eventually move on. Maybe it would become another reality TV disagreement. Maybe everyone would say their piece and continue with their lives. But here's the twist. That didn't happen. Instead, the conflict continued to attract attention. Interviews brought the issue back into the conversation. Social media gave fans even more opinions to debate. Some viewers supported Sogucci. Others defended Carlos. And soon, the story became bigger than the original disagreement. People were no longer simply asking who was right. They were asking whether there would be consequences. Then came the move that changed everything. Carlos decided that he wasn't going to simply respond through interviews or social media. He was prepared to... At this stage, the public is hearing competing versions of events. And until a court makes a final determination, viewers should be careful about treating either side's claims as established truth. Still, the fact that the conflict has reached this level is significant. Carlos is not just a television personality. He has built a business and a reputation around producing entertainment. His name is attached to projects, partnerships, talent, and future opportunities. So when someone publicly challenges the way he operates, the potential impact goes beyond one argument. It can affect credibility, it can affect business relationships, and it can affect how future cast members view him. That's why this legal move matters. Carlos may believe that allowing the accusations to continue without a legal response could create a bigger problem. If people repeatedly hear the
Sunday raindrops, the word of the day is stop living in the past. The past is in the rearview mirror of your life. If you look at where you want to go, look at the windshield.
Same claims, some viewers may eventually assume they must be true. For someone whose career depends heavily on trust and reputation, that can be dangerous. And that may explain why Carlos appears willing to fight this through legal channels. But Soguchi's side of the story creates a completely different picture. From her perspective, speaking about her experience may feel like defending herself. If she genuinely believes that she was mistreated or that her story was presented unfairly, she may feel that staying silent would be even worse. And that's what makes this situation so complicated. One person sees a threat to reputation. The other sees a need to speak about personal experience. Both positions can create intense emotions, and neither side can simply erase what has already been said. Now, let's talk about the interview that helped push this conflict into the spotlight. During the conversation between Carlos and Sogucci, the atmosphere reportedly became tense. Sogucci spoke about feeling betrayed. She described moments that she believed were handled differently behind the scenes than viewers understood. She also discussed the emotional pressure surrounding her conflict with Selena Johnson. To viewers, those scenes may have looked like classic reality TV. Arguments, tension, reactions, strong personalities. But Sogucci said there was more to the story. She felt the emotional consequences were real. And that distinction is important. Reality television may be entertainment, but the people involved are still real human beings. When cameras stop rolling, they still have families, they still have jobs, they still have reputations, and they still have to live with the consequences of what viewers saw. That is one of the biggest questions now surrounding this entire situation. How much responsibility should producers have when reality TV becomes emotionally intense? Producers have a job. They need compelling television.
Hey, they need stories. They need conflict. They need moments that make viewers come back next week. But where is the line? At what point does creating drama become exploiting someone's real emotions? And who gets to decide where that line is? These questions aren't unique to Carlos King or Sogucci Williams. Reality television has faced similar debates for years. But this dispute has brought those questions back into focus, because now there is a legal battle attached to them, and that changes the conversation. Suddenly, every old interview can be reconsidered. Every old scene can be analyzed. Every statement can become important. Fans may start going back through episodes looking for clues. They may compare what happened on screen with what Sogucci says happened behind the scenes. And they may also look at Carlos's response and ask whether his actions support his version of events.